Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Olamide, and I create content on digital marketing and digital skills to help you thrive in today's fast paced digital world. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about 5 steps you can take to identify your target audience or the customers you should be selling to. Okay, so you may be wondering, why do I need to identify my target audience? Identifying your target audience is the foundation of any successful business, okay? It ensures that you're reaching the right people and you're sharing the right message at the right time. So if you're a business here in the UK or you're a professional who is selling digital products, this video is for you. But just before we go into that, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when I share another insightful video, just like the one you're about to watch. So, without further ado, let's dig in. So, step number one is you need to analyze your current customers. So, if you sell products and services, that's the first step. You need to first identify the people who are currently buying from you. Okay. So if you have a website or e-commerce website, or maybe you sell on social commerce, maybe on Instagram, Facebook Market, or TikTok Shop, you need to first analyze this category of people who buy from you. So are they male? Are they female? You need to know their demography. You need to know their age. You need to know what they have in common. You need to know what their interests are. Okay. You need to know, what their purchasing power is. When do they come? What time of the day do they come to buy from you? What's their journey? Do they first save in the basket and come back later, or do they buy immediately? You need to know their location. You need to know what they're interested in. These things, you need to identify who they are. Are they Gen Zs? Are they millennials? Are they, you just need to know all of this. This will give you an idea of the kind of product or service that you should be selling. Okay. Now that you have identified who your target audience are, the second step is to check out your competition. Who is selling something similar? Who is doing the same thing as you're doing? Who is offering the same service as you're offering? This information is very important. You need to analyze them. How are they finding their customers? Are they selling similar product like yours? What's the market like? What's their pricing like? You need to identify all of these things so that it will help you, so that it can help you compete, in a healthy way, and also position you, to be able to make profits in the same market that you're in. You also need to find out who they are targeting. Who are their target audience? Are they in the same demography like yours? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? So you're wondering, how do I know what my competitor is doing? Well, as long as you have access to their social media platforms, maybe their Facebook, their Instagram, their TikTok, their LinkedIn, and you see how they interact with their customers, you see comments, that their target customers, or yeah, their target customers share, then you can have an idea of how they sell to their customers and who they are targeting. Another good way to find out what they're doing and is to set up Google Alerts. So for instance, if you can set up Google Alerts such that you'll find out anything anytime their names are mentioned in the news or on the platform or on a paid or shared media, you get a notification so you know what they're up to. So, but I say technically you're not stalking them, but you're stalking them. So if you get that, you get that, okay? So now that you have identified who your target customers are, you've analyzed who your customers are, number one, and then you know who your competitors are. What is the next step? Step number three, you need to create a buyer persona. This is actually my favorite part of the process of identifying who your target audience are. So a buyer persona is a semi-fictional representation of an ideal customer based on real data and market research. It is also known as an audience persona, marketing persona, or customer persona. So this visual document, okay, I hope you can see on the screen, includes information about the demographics. You know, earlier we talked about you identifying your target customers or analyzing who your current customers are. This document or this visual representation can help you better know who they are. So it contains their demographics, like their age, their gender, their income level, their job title, geographical location. Okay. Then it also contains the interests. Okay, so you find out what the interests of your customers are. For instance, if you're selling a digital product or a phone, you want to know what their goals are. So for someone like me, if I'm your target customer, at the point when I wanted to get a new phone, I had so many things in mind. I wanted to get a phone that would allow me be able to record my content without me necessarily bringing out my camera. I wanted a phone that had good camera quality that can allow me do all my content creation in one piece. So if you were targeting me, what do you think my goal would be? So you need to sit down, relax, and put yourself in the shoes of your customers to be able to create this buyer persona. You need to know their pain point. So my pain point in getting a phone is, can I afford one at the moment? Even if I can, with the battery level be good, I want a phone that has a very good battery. So you have to put all of this into considerations. Then you have to also look at their buying patterns. So how often do they buy? I don't buy a new phone every day or every year. So I want a phone that would do all of these things and that would also last me for about 3 to 4 years. Okay. So that's me putting myself in the customer's shoes. Okay. Then the buyer persona also contains the challenges. So what challenges am I facing in my daily life right now? Of course, I want to be able to pay my bills. So will buying a new phone impact me being able to pay my bills, or would I get a good financing option for my phone? Okay, so those are my concerns, those are my pains. Like, okay, so you need to know all of this about your customers, and the buyer persona document or visual representation would help you know this. How do they make decisions? I am not an impulse buyer. I take my time to think and plan and draw Excel sheets to budget my finances, such that when I'm buying something new, it doesn't impact any other thing. Okay, so am I your target customers in this regard? There are people who just think about things and buy. So of these two options, who would be your target customers? So you need to be able to think about that, and that's what um the buyer persona would help you to do. All right. So now that you've analyzed who your target audience are, you know who your competition is, and you have created a buyer persona which has given you a visual representation of who your target customers should be. Then we move to the fourth one, which is do some market research. Okay? You cannot be in business and not know how to do research. And I think one of the best things that happened to me in my postgrad studying here in the UK is that my research skill has really gone so high. I enjoy, analyzing data and all of that. So if you're a business person, if you're a business owner, or you're a professional who is looking to sell digital products, you need to be able to conduct simple market research. So the research doesn't have to be so big or something that would, take your time. You can start with your current customers. It starts with feedback. I know many of you shop on Amazon, on other e-commerce stores, and then after every purchase you make, there's a review. They want to hear from you. That's some level of research. You want to know what people are complaining about the product. You want to know if it's good, if it's bad. So the first step, or the first kind of survey that you can do, is customer survey. Ask them questions after every purchase. What do you think about the business? What do you think we can do better? So surveys are cost-effective ways to learn about your audience, monitor your customer satisfaction, and improve your brand. So you can set up a survey online. It could be by text message, it could be by anything. Okay. So when you get these surveys and you read the feedback from your customers, all right, you just keep refining and testing. You keep refining and testing until you get better. And I mean, surveys and feedback are not, it's not something that it's an ongoing thing. So you need to keep, adjusting your strategy based on what you learn about your customers. Okay, so there you have it. But before we go, there's a fifth one. Okay, you need to be able to use analytics. You need to be able to use analytics. You cannot be in business, I tell you. You cannot be in business. You can't be sharing online or selling without following the data. You need to follow data. So what's the analytics saying? So if you sell from your website, you need to always go to the back end to know what the data is saying. When do you have the eye point? Which day of the week do people buy the most? Why are they buying so much on that day? Is it on the payday? So that is probably the best day to put, to update your stock online and put all the nice things. You need to know where they're coming from, what countries. I know that, you can also always get that from your analytics, the back end of your social media analytics. It's just like making videos. When I make a new video, I give it some time and I go back to the YouTube studio to check how it is performing. So you want to know how all of these things that you have done, all of the social media posts you're sharing, is performing. You may be sharing and sharing, and then you're reaching the wrong audience. Okay, so you need to know that you're really reaching your target audience. You need to know how they behave. You need to know the segments, the markets. So the price, the data that you get will also tell you about the pricing. Okay, so all of these things, remember, would help you to target your ideal customers so well. You need to know that you're selling to the right audience. You don't want to target Gen Z and then it is baby boomers that are buying from you. So these 5 tips can help you target your customers right. Again, let's go back to it again. Number one, you need to analyze your current customers. Number two, you need to research your competition. Number three, you need to be able to create a user or buyer persona. Number four, you need to be able to do some market research about the market you're functioning in. And finally, you need to be able to analyze all of this data to know where your customers are coming from. So, which of these do you already do, or which of these are you going to start doing? And that's all for today. I hope you please subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, and I really want to know from the comment box what you think. Okay, so that's me signing out now. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Ta-da!